It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got a showdown in the AFC South. It's the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars on Thursday night.
On the banks of the St. Johns River, there's a good look inside Everbank Stadium here in downtown Jacksonville. Happy to be on hand. I'm Brandon Gunn with Charles Davis. And before we kick, partner, your keys to the game, please.
Well, my keys are on the defensive side of the ball for both teams. And the big one, making sure you avoid giving up the big play. These safeties are going to get tested all game long. Their job, keep the ball in front of them, tackle people, make them run extra plays in order to try and score.
Here now is Cam Little out to get us started. And off we go from Jacksonville. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start by running the option to the right. And right away, he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. Down the numbers. There he goes. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And this is up and good. The score now 7-0 Jaguars. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. A good return up past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. Fighting him off. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Stroud to throw it. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
Now to change things up, Stroud will throw it. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Devin Lloyd, the one to get home and earn that sack. Well, certainly not an ideal first quarter for him. Remember, he lost the fumble earlier, and here he ends up on the ground with a sack.
And sometimes what happens when you make a mistake early, you get too cautious going forward. Just cover up the football and take care of it and be able to cut it loose. Otherwise, your offense is going to stall.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So on 4th down, Texan kicker Kaimi Fairbairn comes on. From the left hash, this from 46. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led by the #1 overall pick of the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And you want to talk about enormous expectations being placed on a quarterback. How about what Trevor Lawrence faced coming out of college? But the good thing for him, he's used to it. He had the same type of expectations leaving high school and going to Clemson. They always expect him to be a franchise savior, whatever team he joins. And to his credit, he shouldered those expectations and is doing everything in his power to follow through.
They'll start on the ground. Etienne. He'll get a yard. That's all as they get him down at the 28. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Here is 3rd down and 4. Lawrence will throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And from the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. Now Lawrence to throw. This will be caught by Brown. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 29-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw, Lawrence. This will be caught once again by Brown. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And the top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. 22 yards for Travis Etienne. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. A pretty well-executed run. They were telling us yesterday, Charles, they were hoping to get everybody in sync. The line, the backs, and everybody looked in sync on that play.
They were in sync, and the field tilted. And that's where we get the term running downhill, because when you've got that kind of momentum and everyone's doing it properly as you just described, it does feel like they are coming from downhill to you as a defender, and that is really hard to stop.
Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was capped off by a Travis Etienne touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Throwing now is Stroud. That's complete. It's Collins. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
That one, a first down pickup of 8. After one, a 14-3 ball game. Texans football to start quarter 2. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. Now Stroud. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. And Stroud now to throw. This goes out wide from Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up the first down.
Got a man. It's Collins complete. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Up the middle they go. Marks. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. Play action. Here's Stroud. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Stroud out of the gun here. He'll complete this one to Collins. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, it wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went in and went heavy. No surprise on who was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up. Stroud looking to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Mechie. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 18 yards that time to push him up, 1st and goal. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Here's Stroud. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Texans have cut it back within a score. Well, he is such a matchup nightmare down near the goal line, CD, and another example right there on that play for the touchdown.
It's borderline impossible to defend this guy because that kind of size, he can still get out and run a crisp route, and he has excellent hands. Even if you stick with him, all the quarterback has to do is lob it up, and he can win almost any jump ball.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And the result, a Houston touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Jacksonville offense gets the ball back. Travis Etienne and company head back out there. So they'll be looking to get in the end zone again. Had the touchdown, as you see, last drive on 4 carries. And during the break, we were looking at some of the replays from the previous drive. Really good holes created, great space.
Yeah, I like the observation you had, though, during that break about, okay, they've got to do something to slow down their runners. So is it bringing in more defensive linemen? Is it dropping in extra linebackers? What are you going to do? Personally, I'm going to take my safety and drop him into the box. I'm going to have at least 7 in there until he shows that he can beat me through the air. Yeah. I've got to slow down the running game.
I was just going to say, you'll take the exposure in the passing game over the top until you can prove that you can stop the running game.
Sometimes you go cold because you haven't thrown it in a while. Let's see if he can heat up again.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. Lawrence. A short throw there to Strange. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Here's Lawrence to throw. That's complete to the rookie from Colorado. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Second down and a little more than a yard here. It's a throw again is Lawrence. They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne. And he'll get it down here to the 43. That one a first down pickup of 8.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
In motion right is Thomas. Now Lawrence. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Now Lawrence. He gets it to Thomas. And he's stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. And we're going to get a timeout. with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
One of the top performers in that first half was the running back, Travis Etienne. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. One touchdown is the difference. 17-10 our score, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Jaguars ready to get going to start quarter number 3. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. They'll look to Etienne to start things out. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. This defense, tough to run against. And those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get them for no gain.
If you can't get linemen upfield to the second level to occupy them, they have a field day just running to the football and putting ball carriers on the ground. Not many yards after contact when they wrap up like that.
That's caught. It's Strange, the tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
We always hear from coaches how much they like to run crossing routes because they want to hit their receivers on the go, get them the ball, and keep them moving. How about when you hit a tight end that way? Okay, the receivers are going to run past you most of the time. The tight end, they can do their damage a different way, break a few tackles, and really scatter some people, can't they?
A shotgun snap and a give to Etienne. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
On 2nd down, Etienne once more. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 57 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. They've got the lead early here in the 3rd quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the 2nd half.
And he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. Impressive individual effort there. No one was going to stop him around the edge.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's why if you play in a 4-3 base and you're a defensive end, that's why you get the big bucks. They count on you to do everything. Defend the run, and of course, get to the quarterback.
Lawrence giving to Etienne here on the option. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
He's been patient this entire game, waiting for the perfect moment to surprise them with a quarterback keeper. There he catches him off guard and converts his first rush of the game into a first down. Gotta love that efficiency.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Looking to throw. Lawrence trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. And the Texans are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
Stroud to throw it. He finds his man, complete. It's Collins. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
They'll run on first down. Marks. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. Marks, and the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Back to throw, here's Stroud. Now they go screen, it's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now a handoff up the middle. Marks. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Stroud. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Back to throw. Stroud. And incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold on. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away, and it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. ETN up the middle. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. It's Jaguar football here, and they'll look to extend their lead as we begin quarter number 4. Lawrence will throw. Screenplay. Here's ETN. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And the Texans will take over. Houston's offense taking over again. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackled him for a loss.
Now a give, right side. Marks. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 50 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. That one good for 17 yards on fourth. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. First down. Remember, that was fourth and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and fourth and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there. I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Looking to throw. Stroud. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's second down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. They'll motion out one of the tight ends. Mixon. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A fourth-quarter touchdown here, and we're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score.
From the shotgun, Lawrence.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
That gets them the first down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
This is caught. It's Brown.
And he's going to get out of bounds with the first. And they are knocking on the door of field goal range now.
Well, so far, little to no resistance by the defense on this drive alone. 3 passes, 3 completions, 3 first downs. They're taking it to them, and it's paying off.
Here's 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Back to throw. Lawrence.
Flushed out, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
That was Will Anderson getting home and finishing the play.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
A big play needed, no doubt. 3rd and long. Lawrence.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4.
All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now. On the counter, Etienne.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Another tote for Etienne.
And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here.
Well, here's a big one. You can just feel it. This is 3rd down now. Running out of the gun with Etienne.
And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
A loss of a yard. It's 4th down.
And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And this one is right down the middle. And the Jaguars have won the game.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The